Welcome to Ask the Expert with noted radio host Steve Sleeper. Each week, Steve interviews entrepreneurs and professionals and shares their intriguing stories of success and service. Now, here's radio veteran Steve Sleeper.
Our guest today is Brian Aberegg, CFO at Plumbing Concepts in Corona, California, where they believe in quality and customer service. Plumbing Concepts has helped build thousands of homes in L.A., Orange, Riverside, and San Diego counties. They offer new construction, water treatment, service and repair, and green living solutions. I started by asking Brian about himself and his company.
I'm the CFO at Plumbing Concepts, and I also had our multifamily sales division. The company was founded by my father, Ken Meadows, back in 1984, basically as long as I've been alive. We've been family-owned and operated primarily as a new construction plumbing contractor. You know, we've plumbed tens of thousands of homes in the area. With this deep knowledge of construction and the understanding of the water quality and honestly the subpar water quality of Southern California, we've expanded into also residential service plumbing as well as adding home water treatment to handle all the aspects of the plumbing system.
As we record this podcast, we're a couple of months into the COVID-19 crisis. So how are you handling service calls right now?
You know, we're trying to just stay positive and keep everyone calm during this time because we are deemed an essential service. You know, there's plumbing issues are going to continue to arise. So we're always, you know, trying to be very concerning for everyone, asking the COVID questions, making sure you haven't been sick, our techs haven't been sick, keeping proper social distancing. All of our technicians, as well as our office staff, they sanitize daily, all their equipment, their stations. They wear the proper PPE to protect, ourselves, but to also protect our valued customers. So it's just kind of hopefully taking the right approach and cleaning before, after, during, and keeping everyone positive.
What are the most common plumbing issues you see, Brian?
The water heater, a lot of leaks and heaters going out, but also we see a lot of clogged sewer lines as well as leaking fixtures, pretty right up there as well.
So with water heaters, is there a way to tell if a water heater is starting to peter out before totally losing hot water?
Yeah, noise. And then for a typical tank water heater, you'll see a rust around the bottom, around the ring. Is kind of a typical early indicator. If you see rust, that water is really eating away at the tank, and that you have some issues. Along with noise, the heater will often begin to struggle to keep up with the demand, and along with the sediment that's built up inside the heater, you'll start to hear noises and start to kind of get an indication of something's going on. Would be a good idea to get a plumber out there to look at it, give you some ideas. There should be, even with the tank water heater, you should yearly flush the system, which, you know, most people don't. You just think that's my water heater and that's in there. But as sediment builds and it'll start to snap, crackle, pop inside, and you'll hear a lot of noise inside of there. That's a lot of sediment that's built up. So yearly, you should be flushing and draining your tank water heater, along with if you have a tankless water heater, that thing should be flushed yearly to keep all the sediment and scale out of it. As long as you're flushing it, draining it, cleaning it yearly, it should give you a good 15, 20 years. But most people these days with Southern California water, you're lucky to get 10 out of it because most people aren't maintaining much when it comes to the water heater.
Now, you also mentioned backed up drains, common causes of that happening. Tell us about that.
Mostly a lot of grease, people pouring grease down their kitchen sink, along with hair. Hair's another big one. That's, you know, just from showers and tubs, getting down in there, clogging up traps. And then kind of the one that kind of sneaks by a lot is wet wipes, along with kind of feminine products. People flushing those, thinking, no, they'll just flush down, but those get caught up. They don't drain. The wet wipes especially, people think, oh, they even show flushable on there. Don't flush the wet wipes. They just cause disaster at the sewer treatment plants, along with, you know, just in your system.
Should I worry about hidden leaks in my house?
That's the worst. That can be a nightmare for a homeowner. Depending on the location and the duration of the leak, if you hadn't noticed it, it can cost thousands of dollars of damage, as well as a larger health concern, which turns to black mold growth. Hopefully we can catch a leak early, or the homeowner can see it, get someone out there to test, make sure what the damage is and if we can get it repaired. There's actually several products out there on the market now coming out in the last year or so, which we're huge proponents of. And it actually learns your water habits. And after a time, it will shut your water off if it detects a leak. So yeah, we highly recommend one. And I think a lot of builders, new construction are going to start just adding those, because if we can prevent a leak, especially a hidden leak, that's huge. Just to name a few, there's the Streamlabs controller. There's also Flow by Moen and the Growy Sense are 3 products that we recommend. It installs at your water service where the water enters your home, and it just needs a simple Wi-Fi connection and an outlet to plug it in, basically, along with, often see a plumber installing it.
Speaking of leaks, what causes a faucet to leak?
Quality of water is just the biggest. The quality of water that's being fed into the home is the typical cause for those leaks. The hardness of Southern California water does no favors to any of your fixtures in your home without, being properly treated. So they just slowly get into your fixture, and it's hard to explain exactly, but that'll just slowly eat away at an O-ring or something in the faucet or gets built up with the scale, and will just finally eat kind of through and cause things to start leaking.
How much water do you think is wasted from a dripping faucet?
We've done some research and looking into that. It's shown, a faucet that's dripping once every second or so can waste up to, at a minimum, 5 gallons of water a day. It can be, over 2,000 gallons a year. So, you're talking heavy water loss of.
Okay, here's another one for you. What causes low water pressure?
Hardness of the water. Scale builds up, slowly reduces the diameter of the pipe, causes a flow issue, causes pressure to drop, and that's where you'll start to see, especially in older homes that have been untreated with that have not been treated with any sort of water treatment, a water softener, a water conditioner, whole house filter. It will start to build within your pipes and fixtures, and that will slowly reduce the water pressure in your house.
Okay, and finally, why should I hire a licensed plumber as opposed to my brother-in-law or trying to do it myself or whatever?
You want reliable and warranted work, right? A licensed plumber, we're insured, we're bonded, along with obviously the training that helps ensure getting the job done right, the first time someone comes out. So a motto my father always lived by was, what does the customer want? We get out there, quality and service, ensure that customer is satisfied every time. If we have an issue, that licensed plumber should go back out there, warrant their work, fix the issue. And, where someone's not licensed, they're not insured or anything. So you're risking it all, I guess.
Our thanks to Brian Aberegg at Plumbing Concepts in Corona, California, for being on Ask the Expert today. Call Plumbing Concepts at 951-520-8590.
Thanks for listening to Ask the Expert with Steve Sleeper. Join us next time as entrepreneurs and professionals share their intriguing stories of success and service.